Africa. The very name evokes a sense of mystery, of ancient rhythms, of a land steeped in time. It is a continent of breathtaking diversity, a tapestry woven from countless threads of culture, language, and human experience. But Africa's story is not just one of vibrant diversity, it is also the story of humanity itself. For it was in the heart of this continent millions of years ago that the first humans took their first tentative steps. These early hominids, our distant ancestors, left their footprints in the very soil of Africa, their remains whispering tales of our shared origins. From the fossil-rich valleys of Ethiopia to the rolling plains of Tanzania, Africa cradles the cradle of humankind. This land has borne witness to the dawn of our species, the birth of language, the first flickering flames of civilization. Understanding Africa's history is not just about delving into the past, it is about understanding ourselves. It is about tracing the threads of our shared heritage, the roots that bind us all together. It is about recognizing the profound impact that Africa, in all its complexity and richness, has had on shaping the world we know today. From the snow-capped peaks of Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa, standing tall at 5,895 meters above sea level, this majestic peak is a beacon of natural beauty and a testament to the continent's diverse topography. Mount Kilimanjaro, with its 3 volcanic cones, Kibo, Mwenzi and Shira, is not just a geographical marvel, but also a symbol of endurance and adventure. Climbers from all over the world are drawn to its slopes, eager to conquer its heights and witness the breathtaking views from its summit. The mountain's snow-capped peaks are a stark contrast to the surrounding savannas and forests, creating a unique and awe-inspiring landscape that captures the imagination of all who behold it. To the sun-drenched sands of the Sahara Desert, the largest hot desert in the world, stretching over 9 million square kilometers. The Sahara's vast expanse of golden dunes, rocky plateaus, and arid plains is a testament to the raw power of nature. Despite its harsh conditions, the desert is home to a surprising array of life, from resilient plants and animals to the nomadic tribes who have adapted to its challenging environment. The Sahara's ever-shifting sands and dramatic landscapes have inspired countless stories and legends, making it a place of mystery and wonder. Africa is a continent of staggering geographical diversity, where each region offers a unique glimpse into the planet's natural beauty and complexity. Lush rainforests teeming with life give way to sprawling savannas where elephants roam and lions stalk their prey. The rainforests, with their dense canopy and rich biodiversity, are a haven for countless species of plants and animals. These verdant jungles are alive with the sounds of chirping birds, chattering monkeys, and the rustle of leaves as creatures move through the underbrush. In contrast, the savannas are open grasslands dotted with acacia trees, where herds of elephants, zebras, and antelopes graze, and predators like lions and cheetahs lie in wait. The interplay between these two ecosystems creates a dynamic and ever-changing landscape that supports a wide range of life forms. The rainforests and savannas are not just habitats, they are vital components of the continent's ecological balance, providing resources and shelter for both wildlife and human communities. The mighty Nile River, the longest river in the world, snakes its way through the continent, its life-giving waters sustaining civilizations for millennia. The Nile's journey from its sources in the highlands of East Africa to its delta in Egypt is a testament to the river's enduring importance. Along its banks, ancient civilizations flourished, building monumental structures like the pyramids and temples that still stand today. The river's annual floods deposited nutrient-rich silt on the surrounding lands, creating fertile soil that supported agriculture and allowed societies to thrive. The Nile's waters have been a source of sustenance, transportation, and inspiration for countless generations, shaping the history and culture of the regions it touches. Today, the Nile continues to be a vital lifeline for millions of people, providing water for drinking, irrigation, and industry. The very landscape of Africa has shaped the destinies of its people, influencing patterns of migration, trade, and cultural exchange. The continent's diverse terrains, from mountains and deserts to forests and rivers, have created natural barriers and pathways that have guided human movement for centuries. Ancient trade routes crisscrossed the continent, connecting distant regions and facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. These routes were traveled by caravans of traders carrying precious commodities like gold, salt, and spices, as well as knowledge and stories that enriched the cultural tapestry of Africa. The movement of people and goods along these routes fostered connections between different communities, leading to the development of vibrant and diverse societies. The landscape of Africa is not just a backdrop. It is an active participant in the continent's history, shaping the lives and destinies of its inhabitants. The Sahara, once a formidable barrier, became a bridge connecting North Africa to the rest of the continent, a highway for traders and nomads carrying goods, ideas, and stories. The camel caravans that traversed the desert were a lifeline for the exchange of commodities and culture, linking the Mediterranean world with sub-Saharan Africa. These caravans, often traveling in long, winding lines, braved the harsh conditions of the desert, navigating by the stars and relying on oases for water and rest. The traders and nomads who journeyed across the Sahara played a crucial role in the spread of Islam, the exchange of knowledge, and the blending of cultures. The desert, with its vast and seemingly inhospitable expanse, was transformed into a conduit for connection and communication, bridging the gap between distant lands and peoples. The fertile lands of the Nile Valley gave rise to some of the world's earliest civilizations, including the ancient Egyptians, who built a sophisticated society that made significant contributions to art, science, and architecture. The Nile's predictable flooding cycle allowed for the development of advanced agricultural techniques, supporting a stable and prosperous population. The ancient Egyptians constructed monumental structures like the pyramids, temples, and tombs, which have stood the test of time and continue to awe and inspire people around the world. The civilization that flourished along the Nile was marked by remarkable achievements in writing, mathematics, medicine, and engineering, leaving a lasting legacy that has influenced cultures far beyond its borders. The Nile Valley was not just a cradle of civilization, it was a beacon of human ingenuity and creativity, a testament to the enduring power of the natural world to shape human destiny, while the dense rainforests of Central Africa nurtured unique cultures deeply connected to the natural world. These rainforests, with their rich biodiversity and complex ecosystems, have been home to indigenous communities for thousands of years. The people of the rainforest have developed a deep understanding of their environment, living in harmony with the land and its resources. Their cultures are characterized by a profound respect for nature, reflected in their traditions, rituals, and way of life. The rainforests are not just a source of sustenance, they are a vital part of the cultural identity of the communities that inhabit them. The knowledge and practices of these indigenous peoples have been passed down through generations, preserving a way of life that is intimately connected to the natural world. The rainforests of Central Africa are a testament to the resilience and adaptability of human societies, demonstrating the enduring bond between people and their environment. This geographical diversity is reflected in the extraordinary array of cultures, languages, and traditions that flourish across the continent. Africa is home to over 2,000 distinct languages and a multitude of ethnic groups, each with its own unique customs and heritage. The continent's cultural richness is celebrated in vibrant festivals, music, dance, and art, showcasing the creativity and diversity of its people. From the intricate beadwork of the Maasai to the rhythmic drumming of West African ceremonies, the cultural expressions of Africa are as varied as its landscape. These traditions are not just remnants of the past. They are living, evolving practices that continue to shape the identities and experiences of African communities. The diversity of languages and cultures is a testament to the continent's dynamic history, reflecting the myriad influences and interactions that have shaped its societies over millennia. From the bustling Medinas of Marrakesh, with their labyrinthine streets and vibrant markets where the air is filled with the scent of spices and the sounds of haggling vendors, to the ancient palaces and gardens that offer a glimpse into the city's rich history, Marrakesh is a city that embodies the spirit of North Africa. The Medinas are a hub of activity, where artisans craft intricate goods and traders sell everything from textiles to jewelry. The city's architecture, with its blend of Islamic and Berber influences, tells the story of a place that has been a crossroads of cultures for centuries. Marrakesh is not just a city, it is a living museum, where the past and present coexist in a dynamic and vibrant tapestry. To the vibrant townships of Johannesburg, where the energy and creativity of the people are palpable. Johannesburg, or Joburg as it is affectionately known, is a city of contrasts, where modern skyscrapers stand alongside historic neighborhoods. The townships, with their colorful houses and bustling streets, are a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of their residents. Here, music, art, and culture thrive, reflecting the diverse influences that have shaped the city. Johannesburg is a melting pot of traditions and innovations where the spirit of entrepreneurship and community is strong. The city's dynamic atmosphere is a reflection of the broader African experience where tradition and modernity intersect in exciting and unexpected ways. Each region, each community has its own unique story to tell, its own perspective on the rich tapestry of African history. From the ancient kingdoms of West Africa to the coastal communities of East Africa, the stories of the continent are as diverse as its landscapes. These stories are passed down through generations, preserving the wisdom and experiences of the past. Storytelling is a vital part of African culture, a way of connecting people to their heritage and to each other. Whether through oral traditions, music, dance, or art, the stories of Africa are a testament to the resilience, creativity, and spirit of its people. They are a reminder of the continent's rich history and its enduring legacy, a source of inspiration and pride for future generations. No other river on Earth holds the same mystique as the Nile. Flowing for over 6,650 kilometers, it is the lifeblood of 11 countries, its basin home to over 300 million people. For millennia, the Nile has been more than just a river. It has been a source of life, a route for trade, and a canvas upon which civilizations have painted their stories. The ancient Egyptians, in particular, revered the Nile as a god, recognizing its vital role in their lives. The annual flooding of the river deposited fertile silt on its banks, allowing for agriculture to flourish and cities to rise. The Nile was their highway, their source of food, and the inspiration for their art, religion, and cosmology. Even today, the Nile continues to shape the lives of millions. Its waters irrigate fields, provide transportation, and support a diverse ecosystem. However, the river also faces challenges, from pollution to the pressures of a growing population. As the lifeblood of so many, the Nile's fate is inextricably linked to the future of Africa. The story of Africa is etched not just in its landscapes, but also in the crumbling ruins of ancient cities, the towering pyramids that pierce the sky, and the intricate artifacts housed in museums around the world. These remnants of the past offer tantalizing glimpses into the lives, beliefs, and achievements of Africa's ancestors. In Egypt, the pyramids of Giza stand as enduring symbols of ancient engineering prowess, while the tombs of the pharaohs are filled with treasures and hieroglyphic inscriptions that continue to captivate archaeologists and historians. Further south in the land of Nubia, once a powerful rival to Egypt, the remains of temples and palaces tell tales of a rich and sophisticated civilization that flourished for centuries. These ancient civilizations were not isolated entities. They were interconnected, engaging in trade, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. The influence of ancient Egypt in particular can be seen in art, architecture, and religious practices across the continent and beyond. These echoes of the past remind us that Africa's history is not a static collection of stories, but a dynamic and interconnected narrative that continues to shape the present. Section 5. Unwritten Histories. For centuries, the narrative of African history was often told from a Eurocentric perspective, focusing on the colonial period and overlooking the continent's rich and complex past. This skewed perspective often portrayed Africa as a continent devoid of history, a blank slate upon which European powers inscribed their own narratives. However, this is a fundamentally flawed and incomplete understanding of Africa's past. The history of Africa, particularly in the period before the arrival of Europeans, was often not recorded in written documents in the same way as in other parts of the world. This absence of written records does not signify an absence of history, but rather a different way of preserving and transmitting knowledge. To fully grasp the depth and breadth of African history, it is essential to look beyond traditional written sources and explore alternative forms of historical documentation. These include oral traditions, archaeological evidence, linguistic analysis, and the study of art, music, and other cultural expressions. Section 6. Oral Traditions, Keeping History Alive. In many African cultures, history was not confined to dusty scrolls or inscribed on stone monuments. Instead, it was passed down orally from one generation to the next, a living history woven into the fabric of everyday life. Storytellers, often revered as keepers of wisdom and tradition, played a vital role in preserving and transmitting historical knowledge. Through epic poems, songs, proverbs, and folktales, they kept alive the memories of ancestors, the deeds of kings, and the origins of their people. These oral traditions were not simply entertainment, they were powerful tools for education, moral instruction, and the transmission of cultural values. Even today, oral traditions continue to play a vital role in many African societies, offering valuable insights into the past and shaping contemporary identities. By listening to the voices of griots, elders, and storytellers, we gain a deeper appreciation for the richness and complexity of African history. These oral histories challenge us to expand our understanding of the past and to recognize the diversity of ways in which history can be preserved and transmitted. Section 7. Beyond the Sahara, Unveiling West Africa's Wonders. While the ancient civilizations of Egypt and Nubia flourished along the Nile River, a different kind of history was being written in the vast expanse of West Africa. Here, south of the Sahara Desert, powerful empires rose and fell, their wealth built on trade, their cultures shaped by the exchange of ideas and goods across vast distances. These West African empires, often overlooked in traditional historical narratives, played a pivotal role in shaping the course of African history. Long before the arrival of Europeans, sophisticated trading networks crisscrossed West Africa, connecting the gold fields of the south to the bustling markets of North Africa and beyond. Camels laden with salt, textiles, and other goods traversed the Sahara Desert, their riders carrying not just merchandise but also new ideas, religions, and cultural influences. This vibrant trade fueled the rise of powerful empires, each leaving its own indelible mark on the region. From the legendary kingdom of Ghana, renowned for its gold, to the Mali Empire, whose wealth and influence stretched across West Africa, these empires challenged preconceived notions about the complexity and sophistication of pre-colonial African societies. Section 8. Empires of Gold and Salt, the Rise of Ancient Ghana. The story of ancient Ghana, one of the earliest and most influential empires in West Africa, is shrouded in a blend of history and legend. This empire, often referred to as the Land of Gold, was a beacon of wealth and power in the ancient world. Its origins are somewhat mysterious, with oral traditions and archaeological evidence providing glimpses into its past. The name Ghana itself means warrior king, a testament to the strength and leadership that characterized this empire. Emerging as a powerful entity around the 8th century CE, Ghana's dominance was built on its control of the lucrative trans-Saharan trade in gold and salt. These two commodities were the lifeblood of the empire, driving its economy and facilitating its rise to prominence. The trans-Saharan trade routes were the arteries through which wealth flowed, connecting Ghana to distant lands and cultures. Caravans laden with gold and salt traversed the vast Sahara Desert, linking West Africa with North Africa and beyond. The empire's heartland lay between the Senegal and Niger rivers, a region rich in gold deposits. This strategic location not only provided access to abundant natural resources, but also positioned Ghana as a central hub in the trade network. The rivers themselves were vital for transportation and communication, enabling the movement of goods and people across the empire. The gold deposits in this region were among the richest in the world, attracting traders and adventurers from far and wide. Ghana's rulers, known as Ghana, commanded a powerful army and presided over a sophisticated court. These leaders were not only warriors but also astute administrators who maintained order and stability within the empire. The court was a center of political and cultural life, where decisions were made and justice was administered. The Ghanaian army, equipped with iron weapons and well-trained soldiers, was a formidable force that protected the empire's interests and expanded its territories. They amassed immense wealth by taxing the gold trade, ensuring that all gold nuggets belonged to the king while gold dust circulated freely as currency. This system of taxation was highly efficient and contributed significantly to the empire's prosperity. The king's monopoly on gold nuggets symbolized his supreme authority and control over the most valuable resource. Gold dust, on the other hand, was used in everyday transactions, facilitating trade and commerce within the empire. This control over the gold trade allowed Ghana to establish diplomatic and trade relations with North African powers, particularly the Berber traders, who controlled the Saharan trade routes. These relationships were mutually beneficial, fostering economic growth and cultural exchange. The Berbers, with their extensive knowledge of the desert and their trading expertise, played a crucial role in connecting Ghana to the wider world. Through these interactions, Ghana gained access to new goods, ideas, and technologies. The wealth generated by trade fueled the growth of cities like Kumbi Saleh, Ghana's capital, described by Arab travelers as a thriving metropolis with impressive mosques, bustling markets, and a well-organized administration. Kumbi Saleh was a testament to the empire's prosperity and sophistication. The city's architecture reflected a blend of indigenous and Islamic influences, showcasing the cultural diversity that characterized Ghana. The markets were vibrant centers of commerce, where traders from different regions exchanged goods and ideas. Ghana's rulers embraced Islam, which arrived in West Africa through trade with North African merchants, and this new faith played an increasingly important role in the empire's social and political life. Islam brought with it new religious practices, legal systems, and educational institutions, which were integrated into Ghanaian society. The adoption of Islam also facilitated diplomatic relations with other Muslim states, further enhancing Ghana's influence and prestige. The spread of Islam in Ghana was a gradual process marked by periods of coexistence and adaptation. The introduction of Islam led to the establishment of educational institutions and the spread of literacy. Islamic scholars, known as ulama, played a key role in this intellectual transformation. They brought with them knowledge of science, mathematics, medicine, and philosophy, which enriched Ghanaian culture. Manuscripts and books became valuable commodities, and libraries were established in major cities. This intellectual flourishing contributed to the overall development of the empire and left a lasting legacy in West Africa. Despite the influence of Islam, traditional Ghanaian culture remained vibrant and resilient. The people of Ghana continued to practice their indigenous customs, rituals, and artistic expressions. Artisans created intricate jewelry, pottery, and textiles which were highly prized both within and outside the empire. Music and dance were integral to social and religious ceremonies, reflecting the rich cultural heritage of the Ghanaian people. This blend of traditional and Islamic elements created a unique and dynamic cultural landscape. Agriculture was another cornerstone of Ghana's economy. The fertile lands along the Senegal and Niger rivers supported the cultivation of crops such as millet, sorghum, and rice. Farmers employed advanced techniques, including irrigation and crop rotation, to maximize yields. Livestock herding, particularly of cattle, sheep, and goats, was also an important aspect of rural life. These agricultural practices ensured food security and supported the growing population of the empire. Trade extended beyond gold and salt, encompassing a wide range of goods such as ivory, cola nuts, and textiles. Ghana's strategic location made it a central hub in the trans-Saharan trade network, connecting it to regions as far away as the Mediterranean and the Middle East. Markets were bustling with activity as traders from different cultures and backgrounds exchanged goods and ideas. This vibrant trade network not only enriched the empire but also facilitated cultural exchange and mutual understanding. The architectural achievements of ancient Ghana were remarkable. Cities were carefully planned, with well-defined residential, commercial, and administrative areas. public buildings, including palaces, mosques, and marketplaces, were constructed using locally available materials such as mud brick and stone. These structures were not only functional, but also aesthetically pleasing, reflecting the artistic sensibilities of the Ghanaian people. The design and layout of cities like Kumbi Saleh demonstrated a high level of urban planning and organization. The social structure of ancient Ghana was complex and hierarchical. At the top were the king and his court, followed by nobles, warriors, and traders. Below them were the common people, including farmers, artisans, and laborers. Family and community life were central to Ghanaian society, with strong bonds of kinship and mutual support. Traditional customs and rituals played a significant role in daily life, reinforcing social cohesion and cultural identity. The Ghanaian people took pride in their heritage and worked together to maintain the stability and prosperity of the empire. Despite its many achievements, the Empire of Ghana eventually faced challenges that led to its decline. External invasions, particularly by the Almoravids in the 11th century, weakened the empire's control over its territories. Internal conflicts and succession disputes further destabilized the political structure. Additionally, changes in trade routes and the depletion of gold resources contributed to the empire's economic decline. By the end of the 13th century, Ghana had lost its dominance, giving way to new powers such as the Mali Empire. The legacy of ancient Ghana, however, endured. Its contributions to trade, culture, and governance left an indelible mark on West African history. The empire's achievements in wealth accumulation, urban development, and cultural synthesis set the stage for subsequent civilizations in the region. Modern Ghana, which takes its name from this ancient empire, continues to draw inspiration from its rich heritage. The story of ancient Ghana serves as a reminder of the enduring power and influence of African civilizations. This concludes our exploration of the rise of ancient Ghana, a remarkable chapter in the history of West Africa. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Section 9. The Legends of Mansa Musa and the Mali Empire. The story of the Mali Empire is one of grandeur, wealth, and cultural richness. It is a tale that has been passed down through generations, capturing the imagination of historians and enthusiasts alike. The Mali Empire, with its vast territories and immense influence, stands as a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of its people. The legacy of ancient Ghana laid the foundation for the rise of an even mightier empire, the Mali Empire. The Ghana Empire, known for its wealth and trade, was a beacon of prosperity in West Africa. However, as all great empires do, it eventually declined, paving the way for the emergence of Mali. The transition from Ghana to Mali was not merely a change in power, but a transformation in the cultural and economic landscape of the region. Founded by Sundiata Keita in the 13th century, Mali rose from the ashes of Ghana's decline to become the dominant power in West Africa, its influence extending across the Sahara and into the broader Islamic world. Sundiata Keita, often referred to as the Lion King, was a visionary leader who united the fragmented tribes and established a centralized government. His leadership and military prowess were instrumental in the formation of the Mali Empire. However, it was under the reign of Mansa Musa, Sundiata's grandnephew, that Mali reached the zenith of its power and fame. Mansa Musa's reign marked a golden age for Mali, characterized by unprecedented wealth, cultural flourishing, and architectural advancements. His leadership not only expanded the empire's territories, but also elevated its status on the global stage. Mansa Musa, whose very name evokes images of opulence and grandeur, is perhaps the most famous ruler in West African history. His name is synonymous with wealth and prosperity, and his legacy continues to inspire awe and admiration. Mansa Musa's contributions to the Mali Empire were not limited to his wealth. He was also a patron of the arts, education, and religion. His legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 CE, a journey that showcased the wealth and splendor of the Mali Empire, cemented his place in history. The pilgrimage, known as the Hajj, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, and Mansa Musa's journey was a demonstration of his devout faith. The scale and grandeur of his pilgrimage were unprecedented, leaving an indelible mark on the regions he traversed. traveling with an entourage of over 60,000 people, including soldiers, courtiers, slaves, and camels laden with gold. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage astonished the world. The sheer size of his caravan was a testament to the wealth and organizational capabilities of the Mali Empire. Each member of the entourage played a crucial role in ensuring the success of the journey, from the soldiers who provided security to the courtiers who managed logistics. He distributed so much gold during his journey that its value reportedly plummeted in Cairo, the center of the Islamic world at the time. The influx of gold caused inflation, disrupting the local economy for years. This act of generosity, while showcasing Mali's immense wealth, also highlighted the interconnectedness of the medieval world and the far-reaching influence of the Mali Empire. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage not only showcased Mali's wealth, but also highlighted its commitment to Islam. The Mali Empire was a melting pot of cultures and religions, with Islam playing a central role in its governance and daily life. Mansa Musa's devotion to Islam was evident in his efforts to promote religious education and build mosques throughout the empire. He returned from Mecca with scholars, architects, and books, further solidifying Islam's place within Mali's social fabric and intellectual life. The city of Timbuktu in particular became a renowned center of learning, attracting scholars from across the Islamic world. The libraries and universities established during Mansa Musa's reign housed thousands of manuscripts, preserving knowledge and fostering intellectual growth. The wealth and prosperity of the Mali Empire were not confined to its elite. The bustling markets of Timbuktu and other cities were hubs of commerce and culture where traders, artisans, and scholars converged. The empire's economy was diverse, with agriculture, mining, and trade forming its backbone. Gold, salt, and other valuable commodities were exchanged, enriching the lives of its citizens. The fertile lands of the Niger River Delta provided ample resources for agriculture, supporting a growing population. The empire's gold mines were legendary, producing vast quantities of the precious metal that fueled its economy. Trade caravans traversed the Sahara, connecting Mali to distant lands and facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. The cultural life of the Mali Empire was vibrant and diverse. Music, dance, and oral traditions played a central role in society, preserving history and fostering a sense of community. Artisans crafted intricate works of art, from jewelry to textiles, reflecting the empire's rich cultural heritage. Scholars engaged in discussions and debates, contributing to the intellectual vibrancy of the empire. Governance in the Mali Empire was characterized by a blend of traditional African and Islamic principles. The emperor, or Mansa, was both a political and spiritual leader, overseeing the administration of justice and the implementation of laws. Royal ceremonies and rituals reinforced the authority of the Mansa and the unity of the empire. The military strength of the Mali Empire was a key factor in its expansion and stability. The empire's army was well organized and equipped, capable of defending its vast territories and maintaining internal order. Military campaigns extended Mali's influence, bringing new regions and peoples under its control. At its height, the Mali Empire was one of the largest and most powerful empires in the world. Its influence extended across West Africa and beyond, facilitated by extensive trade networks and diplomatic relations. The empire's strategic location and control of key trade routes enabled it to thrive economically and politically. Despite its grandeur, the Mali Empire eventually faced challenges that led to its decline. Internal strife, external invasions, and economic pressures weakened the empire over time. Later rulers struggled to maintain the unity and prosperity that had characterized the reign of Mansa Musa and his predecessors. The legacy of the Mali Empire endures in the cultural and historical heritage of modern-day Mali and West Africa. The stories of Sundiata Keita, Mansa Musa, and the achievements of the Mali Empire continue to inspire pride and identity among the descendants of this great civilization. The ruins of ancient cities, the manuscripts of Timbuktu, and the traditions passed down through generations are lasting reminders of the empire's glory. Today, scholars and historians continue to study the Mali Empire, uncovering new insights and preserving its legacy for future generations. Cultural festivals celebrate the rich heritage of the empire, while efforts to preserve historical sites ensure that the story of Mali remains alive. The Mali Empire's contributions to art, science, and culture are recognized and celebrated worldwide. The legends of Mansa Musa and the Mali Empire are a testament to the enduring power of history and the human spirit. They remind us of the heights that civilizations can achieve and the lasting impact of visionary leaders. As we reflect on the legacy of the Mali Empire, we are reminded of the importance of preserving and celebrating our shared heritage. Section 10. Timbuktu, the ancient center of knowledge. Under Mansa Musa's reign and those of his successors, the Mali Empire experienced a golden age of scholarship, art, and architecture. The city of Timbuktu, strategically located at the crossroads of trans-Saharan trade routes, emerged as a renowned center of Islamic learning, attracting scholars, students, and books from across the Islamic world. Mansa Musa's patronage of scholars and his construction of mosques and libraries in Timbuktu transformed the city into an intellectual beacon, its fame rivaling that of the great centers of learning in the Middle East. Scholars flocked to Timbuktu's prestigious Sankore University and other madrasas, or Islamic schools, to study the Quran, law, literature, mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. The libraries of Timbuktu housed an invaluable collection of manuscripts, some dating back centuries, covering a wide range of subjects. These manuscripts, written in Arabic and local languages, provide a window into the intellectual vibrancy of the Mali Empire and challenge Eurocentric narratives that have often downplayed the sophistication of African scholarship. Section 11. The Songhai Empire, from humble beginnings to regional powerhouse. The story of the Songhai Empire is one of resilience, ambition, and strategic brilliance. It is a tale that begins in the shadows of a declining power and rises to the heights of regional dominance, leaving an indelible mark on the history of West Africa. As the Mali Empire gradually declined, a new power emerged in West Africa, the Songhai Empire. The Mali Empire, once a beacon of wealth and culture, began to falter due to internal strife and external pressures. This created a power vacuum that the Songhai people were quick to fill. The Songhai, originally a small kingdom within the Mali Empire, saw an opportunity to rise from their humble beginnings and carve out a new destiny. Originating as a small kingdom within the Mali Empire, the Songhai people, under the leadership of Sunni Ali Bir, embarked on a remarkable campaign of expansion in the 15th century. Sunni Ali Bir, a visionary leader and a formidable military strategist, recognized the potential for growth and seized it with both hands. His leadership was characterized by bold moves and calculated risks, which paid off handsomely as the Songhai Empire began to expand its borders. Sunni Ali, a skilled military strategist, conquered vast territories, including the important trading city of Yen, and eventually incorporated the heartland of the Mali Empire into the growing Songhai domain. The capture of Jenne was a significant milestone as it was a major center of commerce and trade. This victory not only boosted the Songhai's economic power, but also sent a clear message to neighboring regions about the rising might of the Songhai Empire. Sunni Ali's successors, particularly Askia Muhammad I, consolidated the empire's gains and oversaw a period of economic prosperity and cultural flourishing. Askia Muhammad I, also known as Askia the Great, was a ruler of exceptional vision and administrative acumen. He understood that military conquest alone was not enough to sustain an empire. Under his rule, the Songhai Empire saw a golden age of economic growth, cultural development, and intellectual advancement. Askia Muhammad I, a devout Muslim, reformed the administration, standardized weights and measures, and established a system of law and order that promoted trade and stability. These reforms were comprehensive and far-reaching, touching every aspect of governance and daily life. By standardizing weights and measures, he facilitated fair trade practices, which in turn attracted merchants from far and wide. His legal reforms ensured justice and order, creating a stable environment for economic activities to flourish. He also made a pilgrimage to Mecca in 1495, further enhancing the Songhai Empire's reputation in the Islamic world. This pilgrimage, known as the Hajj, was not just a religious journey, but also a diplomatic mission. It showcased the wealth and piety of the Songhai Empire, earning it respect and recognition from other Islamic states. The Hajj also facilitated cultural and intellectual exchanges, bringing new ideas and knowledge back to the Songhai Empire. Under Askia Muhammad I, Timbuktu continued to thrive as a center of Islamic learning, attracting scholars and students from across West Africa. Timbuktu, with its renowned libraries and universities, became a beacon of knowledge and education. Scholars from various parts of the Islamic world flocked to Timbuktu, contributing to a vibrant intellectual community. The city became a melting pot of ideas, where science, philosophy and theology flourished. The Songhai Empire, with its powerful army, efficient administration and flourishing trade, stood as a testament to the enduring legacy of powerful empires in West Africa. The Songhai military was a formidable force, well-trained and equipped, capable of defending the empire's vast territories. The administration, with its well-organized bureaucracy, ensured smooth governance and efficient tax collection. Trade routes crisscrossed the empire, bringing in wealth and fostering cultural exchanges. The Songhai Empire's legacy is a reminder of the rich history and cultural heritage of West Africa, a legacy that continues to inspire and captivate to this day. The architectural achievements of the Songhai Empire were equally impressive. Cities like Gao and Timbuktu boasted grand mosques, palaces and public buildings that reflected the empire's wealth and sophistication. The use of mud brick and intricate designs showcased the ingenuity and craftsmanship of Songhai builders. These structures not only served practical purposes, but also stood as symbols of the empire's glory and cultural identity. Education and scholarship were highly valued in the Songhai Empire. The empire invested in the establishment of schools and libraries, where scholars could study and teach. Manuscripts covering a wide range of subjects, from astronomy to medicine, were collected and preserved. This emphasis on knowledge and learning helped to create a society that was intellectually vibrant and forward-thinking. Trade was the lifeblood of the Songhai Empire. The empire's strategic location along trans-Saharan trade routes allowed it to control and benefit from the flow of goods, such as gold, salt and textiles. Markets in cities like Gao and Timbuktu were bustling with activity, attracting merchants from across Africa and beyond. The wealth generated from trade helped to fund the empire's military campaigns and public works, further strengthening its position as a regional powerhouse. The Songhai military was a key factor in the empire's success. Soldiers were well trained and disciplined, capable of executing complex strategies on the battlefield. The empire invested in the construction of fortifications and the development of military technology, ensuring that it could defend its territories and expand its influence. The military's prowess was a source of pride for the Songhai people and a deterrent to potential invaders. The cultural life of the Songhai Empire was rich and diverse. Festivals, music, dance and art played an important role in the daily lives of the Songhai people. These cultural expressions were not only a source of entertainment, but also a way to preserve and transmit the empire's traditions and values. The arts flourished under the patronage of the empire's rulers, who recognized the importance of culture in fostering a sense of identity and unity among their subjects. Religion was a central aspect of life in the Songhai Empire. Islam, which had been introduced to the region centuries earlier, was the dominant faith. The empire's rulers were devout Muslims who supported the construction of mosques and the promotion of Islamic education. Religious leaders played an important role in the community, providing spiritual guidance and helping to maintain social order. The integration of Islamic principles into the governance of the empire helped to create a cohesive and stable society. Agriculture was the backbone of the Songhai economy. The fertile lands along the Nile River provided ideal conditions for farming, and the Songhai people developed advanced agricultural techniques to maximize their yields. Crops such as millet, sorghum and rice were cultivated, providing a stable food supply for the empire's population. The surplus produce was traded in local and regional markets, contributing to the empire's economic prosperity. Artisans and craftsmen were highly valued in the Songhai Empire. They produced a wide range of goods, from pottery and textiles to metalwork and jewelry. These items were not only used locally, but also traded with neighboring regions, showcasing the skill and creativity of Songhai artisans. The production of high-quality goods helped to enhance the empire's reputation and attract trade partners from far and wide. The legal system of the Songhai Empire was well developed and based on a combination of Islamic law and traditional customs. Courts were established to adjudicate disputes and ensure justice was served. The legal reforms introduced by Askia Muhammad has helped to create a fair and transparent system that was respected by the empire's citizens. This contributed to social stability and the smooth functioning of the empire's administration. Diplomacy played an important role in the Songhai Empire's strategy for maintaining and expanding its influence. The empire established diplomatic relations with neighboring states and negotiated treaties to secure its borders and promote trade. These alliances helped to create a network of mutual support and cooperation, which was crucial for the empire's long-term stability and growth. Despite its many achievements, the Songhai Empire eventually faced challenges that led to its decline. Internal conflicts, external invasions, and economic difficulties weakened the empire's foundations. The Moroccan invasion in the late 16th century dealt a significant blow to the Songhai Empire, leading to its eventual collapse. However, the legacy of the Songhai Empire endures, remembered for its contributions to West African history and culture. Today, the legacy of the Songhai Empire continues to inspire and influence the people of West Africa. The cultural and intellectual achievements of the empire are celebrated and preserved, serving as a reminder of a proud and illustrious past. Modern scholars and historians continue to study the Songhai Empire, uncovering new insights and sharing its story with the world. The spirit of the Songhai people lives on, a testament to their resilience, ingenuity, and enduring impact on the history of West Africa. Section 1. The Nile's Gift, Birthplace of Pharaohs. The Nile River, often referred to as the lifeblood of Egypt, has been the cradle of one of the most remarkable civilizations in human history. Stretching over 6,650 kilometers, it is the longest river in the world, flowing northward through northeastern Africa, eventually emptying into the Mediterranean Sea. The river's annual inundation brought nutrient-rich silt, transforming the arid landscape into a fertile oasis, which the ancient Egyptians called Kemet, or the Black Land. The ancient Egyptians called their land Kemet, meaning black land, a reference to the fertile black soil deposited by the annual flooding of the Nile River. This annual flooding was not just a natural phenomenon, but a divine gift, a blessing from the gods that ensured the prosperity and survival of their civilization. The Egyptians developed a deep spiritual connection with the Nile, venerating it as a source of life and sustenance. This fertile land, a stark contrast to the surrounding desert, was the lifeblood of ancient Egyptian civilization. The stark contrast between the lush green banks of the Nile and the barren golden sands of the desert was a daily reminder of the river's importance. The Nile's predictable flooding cycle allowed the Egyptians to develop a calendar and agricultural practices that were in harmony with the natural world. It was here in the Nile Valley that one of the world's most enduring civilizations took root and flourished for over 3 millennia. The ancient Egyptians built monumental structures, developed a complex system of writing, and made significant advances in various fields such as medicine, astronomy, and engineering. The ruins of their temples, pyramids, and tombs stand as a testament to their ingenuity and devotion to their gods. The Nile River, with its predictable flood cycle, provided the Egyptians with the means to develop a sophisticated agricultural system. The annual inundation deposited a layer of rich, fertile silt on the fields, which was essential for growing crops. The Egyptians became masterful farmers, cultivating a variety of crops that sustained their population and allowed their civilization to thrive. They learned to harness the river's power, constructing irrigation canals and dikes to control the floodwaters and cultivate crops like wheat, barley, and flax. These engineering feats were not only practical, but also a reflection of their ability to work in harmony with the natural world. The surplus of agricultural produce enabled the Egyptians to engage in trade and accumulate wealth, which in turn supported the development of their society. This agricultural surplus freed up a portion of the population to specialize in other crafts and professions, laying the foundation for the development of cities, complex social structures, and a vibrant cultural life. Artisans, scribes, priests, and traders emerged, contributing to the rich tapestry of Egyptian society. The bustling markets and workshops of ancient Egyptian cities were centers of innovation and cultural exchange. The Nile also served as a vital artery for trade and communication, connecting Upper Egypt in the south, where the river flowed from its source in the heart of Africa, to Lower Egypt in the north, where it emptied into the Mediterranean Sea. The river facilitated the movement of goods, people, and ideas, fostering a sense of unity and shared identity among the Egyptian people. This north-south axis, unified by the Nile, became the backbone of ancient Egyptian civilization. The river's central role in the daily lives of the Egyptians is evident in their art, literature, and religious practices. The Nile was not just a physical feature of the landscape, but a symbol of continuity, stability, and divine favor. It shaped the destiny of Egypt, influencing every aspect of its culture and society. The Nile's influence extended beyond agriculture and trade. It played a crucial role in the spiritual and religious life of the ancient Egyptians. The river was personified as the god Hapi, who was believed to control the annual flooding. Hapi was often depicted as a well-fed, blue or green-skinned figure, symbolizing the abundance and fertility brought by the Nile's waters. The Egyptians held elaborate ceremonies and rituals to honor Hapi and ensure the continued prosperity of their land. The river also inspired some of the most iconic architectural achievements of ancient Egypt. The construction of the pyramids, for example, was made possible by the resources and labor that the Nile's bounty provided. The Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, stands as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of the ancient Egyptians. The Nile's waters were used to transport the massive limestone blocks needed for the construction of these monumental structures. In addition to the pyramids, the Nile Valley is home to numerous temples and tombs that reflect the religious and cultural significance of the river. The Temple of Karnak, dedicated to the god Amun, is one of the largest religious complexes in the world. Its grand halls, towering columns, and intricate carvings are a testament to the devotion and craftsmanship of the ancient Egyptians. The Valley of the Kings, located on the west bank of the Nile, is the final resting place of many pharaohs, including the famous Tutankhamun. The tombs in this valley are adorned with elaborate paintings and inscriptions that provide valuable insights into the beliefs and practices of ancient Egyptian society. The Nile's role in shaping the identity of ancient Egypt cannot be overstated. It was the lifeline that sustained their civilization, the source of their wealth and prosperity, and the inspiration for their religious and cultural achievements. The river's influence is evident in every aspect of Egyptian life, from their agricultural practices to their monumental architecture, from their religious rituals to their daily routines. As we explore the history and legacy of ancient Egypt, it is essential to recognize the central role of the Nile River. It was the thread that wove together the diverse elements of Egyptian society, creating a rich and vibrant tapestry that has captivated the imagination of people for millennia. The story of the Nile is the story of Egypt, a tale of resilience, ingenuity, and reverence for the natural world. In conclusion, the Nile River was not just a geographical feature, but the very essence of ancient Egyptian civilization. Its predictable flood cycle, fertile banks, and role as a trade route made it the foundation upon which the Egyptians built their society. The river's influence extended to every aspect of their lives, from agriculture and trade to religion and culture. The legacy of the Nile and its impact on ancient Egypt continues to be a source of fascination and inspiration for people around the world. As we delve deeper into the history of this remarkable civilization, we are reminded of the enduring power of nature and the profound ways in which it shapes human destiny. Section 2: Pyramids, Monuments to Eternity. No monuments are more synonymous with ancient Egypt than the pyramids, those colossal structures that have stood for millennia as testaments to human ingenuity and ambition. Built as tombs for the pharaohs, the god-kings of ancient Egypt, the pyramids were not merely burial chambers but powerful symbols of royal authority, religious beliefs, and the Egyptian obsession with the afterlife. The most famous pyramids, of course, are those at Giza, on the outskirts of modern-day Cairo. These towering structures, including the Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, were built during the Old Kingdom period, around 2686 to 2181 BCE, a time of unprecedented architectural innovation and artistic achievement. The construction of the pyramids was an extraordinary feat of engineering and organization, requiring the labor of thousands of skilled workers over many years. The massive stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons, were quarried, transported, and lifted into place using a combination of ramps, levers, rollers, and sheer human effort. Section 3. Hieroglyphs, Unlocking the Secrets of the Ancients. The ancient Egyptians developed a unique and complex writing system known as hieroglyphs, a word derived from the Greek words hieros, sacred, and glyphein, to carve. These pictorial symbols, often carved into stone monuments, temple walls, and papyrus scrolls, were more than just a means of communication. They were considered sacred, a gift from the gods. Hieroglyphs could represent individual sounds, syllables, or entire words, and their meaning could be deciphered in different ways, adding to their complexity and mystique. For centuries after the decline of ancient Egyptian civilization, the meaning of hieroglyphs remained a mystery, their secrets locked away in the sands of time. It was not until the discovery of the Rosetta Stone in 1799, a stone slab inscribed with the same text in hieroglyphs, Demotic script, a cursive form of Egyptian writing, and ancient Greek, that scholars were finally able to unlock the secrets of this ancient language. The decipherment of hieroglyphs opened a window into the rich world of ancient Egyptian thought, religion, literature, and history. Section 4. The Afterlife, a journey through the Underworld. The ancient Egyptians, with their rich and intricate belief systems, viewed death not as an end, but as a transition to another realm. This belief was deeply embedded in their culture, influencing their rituals, art, and daily lives. The journey through the underworld was a central theme in their mythology, a journey that every soul had to undertake to reach the afterlife. The ancient Egyptians were deeply preoccupied with the afterlife, believing that death was not the end, but a transition to another realm. This belief was not just a religious concept, but a guiding principle that shaped their entire civilization. The afterlife was seen as a continuation of life on Earth, but in a more perfect and eternal form. The Egyptians believed that the soul, or Ka, would live on after death, provided it was properly prepared and guided through the underworld. They developed elaborate rituals and beliefs surrounding death and burial, designed to ensure the deceased's safe passage to the afterlife. These rituals were meticulously planned and executed, often involving a series of complex ceremonies that could last for days. The process of mummification was central to these rituals, as it was believed that preserving the body was essential for the soul's journey. The tombs were filled with items that the deceased might need in the afterlife, including food, clothing, and even servants, who were often represented by small statues known as shabtis. The tombs of the pharaohs, particularly the pyramids, were not merely burial chambers, but elaborate complexes intended to provide the deceased ruler with everything they would need for eternity. These structures were marvels of engineering and architecture, designed to stand the test of time. The pyramids were filled with treasures, including gold, jewelry, and other valuable items, as well as everyday objects that the pharaoh might need in the afterlife. The walls of the tombs were often decorated with intricate paintings and hieroglyphs depicting scenes from the deceased's life and the journey through the underworld. According to Egyptian mythology, the journey to the afterlife was fraught with danger. The deceased had to navigate a perilous underworld, facing trials and tribulations before reaching the Hall of Two Truths, where their heart would be weighed against the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth, justice, and order. This journey was detailed in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, a collection of spells and incantations designed to guide and protect the soul. The book was often buried with the deceased, providing them with the knowledge and tools they needed to overcome the challenges of the underworld. The deceased had to navigate a perilous underworld, facing trials and tribulations, before reaching the Hall of Two Truths, where their heart would be weighed against the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth, justice and order. This ceremony was a crucial part of the journey, as it determined whether the soul was worthy of entering the afterlife. If the heart was found to be pure and balanced, the deceased would be granted eternal life in the field of reeds, a paradise where they would enjoy an idyllic existence. However, if the heart was found to be heavy with sin, it would be devoured by the demon Amit, and the soul would be condemned to eternal darkness. If the heart was found to be pure, the deceased would be granted eternal life in the field of reeds, a paradise where they would enjoy an idyllic existence. The field of reeds was envisioned as a perfect version of Egypt, with lush fields, abundant crops and clear waters. The deceased would be reunited with their loved ones and would live in peace and happiness for all eternity. This vision of the afterlife was a powerful motivator for the ancient Egyptians, driving them to live virtuous lives and to prepare meticulously for their journey through the underworld. The ancient Egyptians' beliefs about the afterlife had a profound impact on their art, architecture, and daily life. Their tombs and temples were adorned with intricate carvings and paintings depicting scenes from the afterlife, and their daily lives were filled with rituals and practices designed to ensure a successful journey to the next world. The mummification process, for example, was a complex and time-consuming procedure that required great skill and knowledge. The bodies of the deceased were carefully preserved and wrapped in linen, and their tombs were filled with items that they might need in the afterlife, including food, furniture, weapons, and jewelry. They mummified their dead, preserving their bodies for the afterlife, and filled their tombs with food, furniture, weapons, jewelry, and other provisions to sustain them in the next world. The process of mummification was a complex and time-consuming procedure that required great skill and knowledge. The bodies of the deceased were carefully preserved and wrapped in linen, and their tombs were filled with items that they might need in the afterlife, including food, furniture, weapons, and jewelry. The ancient Egyptians believed that these provisions would help the deceased to live comfortably in the afterlife, and they took great care to ensure that their loved ones were well prepared for their journey through the underworld. The Nile River, the lifeblood of ancient Egypt, played a significant role in their beliefs about the afterlife. The river was seen as a symbol of the journey from life to death and beyond. Just as the Nile flowed from the south to the north, bringing life to the land, so too did the soul journey from the earthly realm to the afterlife. The annual flooding of the Nile, which brought fertile soil and abundant crops, was seen as a metaphor for the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. This connection between the river and the afterlife was reflected in their art and rituals, with many tombs and temples located along the banks of the Nile. Religious ceremonies and rituals were an integral part of ancient Egyptian life, and they played a crucial role in preparing for the afterlife. Priests performed daily rituals in the temples, offering prayers and sacrifices to the gods to ensure their favor and protection. These rituals were believed to help maintain the balance of the universe and to ensure the continued prosperity of the land. The people also participated in these ceremonies, offering prayers and sacrifices to the gods and seeking their guidance and protection. The rituals were often elaborate and involved the use of sacred objects and symbols, such as the ankh, the symbol of life, and the scarab beetle, a symbol of rebirth and regeneration. Festivals and celebrations were also an important part of ancient Egyptian culture, and they often had a religious significance. These festivals were held to honor the gods and to celebrate important events in the agricultural calendar, such as the flooding of the Nile and the harvest. The festivals were marked by music, dance, and feasting, and they provided an opportunity for the people to come together and celebrate their shared beliefs and traditions. The festivals also served as a reminder of the importance of the afterlife, as they often included rituals and ceremonies designed to ensure a successful journey to the next world. The art and artifacts of ancient Egypt provide a fascinating glimpse into their beliefs about the afterlife. The walls of their tombs and temples were adorned with intricate carvings and paintings depicting scenes from the afterlife, and their artifacts were often inscribed with hieroglyphs and symbols that conveyed important religious and cultural messages. The gods and goddesses of ancient Egypt, such as Osiris, the god of the afterlife, and Anubis, the god of mummification, played a central role in their beliefs and were often depicted in their art. These depictions provide valuable insights into the ancient Egyptians' understanding of the afterlife and their efforts to ensure a successful journey to the next world. Today, the legacy of ancient Egypt's beliefs about the afterlife continues to captivate and inspire people around the world. The pyramids, tombs, and temples of ancient Egypt are among the most iconic and enduring symbols of their civilization, and they continue to attract millions of visitors each year. Archaeologists and historians continue to uncover new discoveries that shed light on the ancient Egyptians' beliefs and practices, and their findings provide valuable insights into one of the most fascinating and influential civilizations in history. The journey through the underworld, as depicted in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, remains a powerful and enduring symbol of the ancient Egyptians' quest for eternal life and their belief in the possibility of a perfect and eternal existence beyond death. The study of ancient Egyptian artifacts and texts continues to reveal new insights into their beliefs about the afterlife. Scholars and researchers painstakingly analyze hieroglyphs, tomb paintings, and other artifacts to piece together the complex and intricate belief systems of the ancient Egyptians. Their work has helped to uncover the rich and detailed mythology that underpinned their understanding of the afterlife, and it has provided valuable insights into their rituals, practices, and daily lives. The study of ancient Egypt is a testament to the enduring fascination and relevance of their beliefs, and it continues to inspire new generations of scholars and enthusiasts. In modern-day Egypt, the legacy of the ancient Egyptians' beliefs about the afterlife continues to influence and inspire. Traditional crafts and customs, such as the making of pottery and the weaving of textiles, often draw on ancient techniques and designs. The rich cultural heritage of ancient Egypt is celebrated and preserved through festivals, museums, and educational programs, and it continues to be a source of pride and inspiration for the people of Egypt. The ancient Egyptians' beliefs about the afterlife, with their emphasis on the importance of living a virtuous life and preparing for the journey to the next world, continue to resonate and inspire people around the world. The pyramids of Giza, the Sphinx, and other iconic landmarks of ancient Egypt stand as enduring symbols of their civilization and their beliefs about the afterlife. These magnificent structures, built thousands of years ago, continue to inspire awe and wonder, and they serve as a testament to the ingenuity, skill, and dedication of the ancient Egyptians. The journey through the underworld, as depicted in their mythology, remains a powerful and enduring symbol of their quest for eternal life and their belief in the possibility of a perfect and eternal existence beyond death. The legacy of ancient Egypt's beliefs about the afterlife continues to captivate and inspire, reminding us of the enduring power of their vision and their quest for immortality. As we conclude our journey through the underworld, we are reminded of the profound impact that the ancient Egyptians' beliefs about the afterlife have had on their civilization and on the world. Their vision of a perfect and eternal existence beyond death continues to inspire and captivate, and their legacy lives on in the magnificent structures, art, and artifacts that they left behind. The journey through the underworld, with its trials and tribulations, serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of living a virtuous life and preparing for the next world. The ancient Egyptians' quest for eternal life and their belief in the possibility of a perfect and eternal existence beyond death continue to resonate and inspire, reminding us of the enduring power of their vision and their quest for immortality. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the underworld. We hope you have gained a deeper understanding of the ancient Egyptians' beliefs about the afterlife and their quest for eternal life. Until next time, may your journey be filled with wonder and discovery. Section 5. The Power of Pharaohs, Gods Among Mortals. At the heart of ancient Egyptian civilization stood the pharaoh, a god-king who ruled with absolute authority. The pharaoh was considered to be the living embodiment of Horus, the god of kingship, and was believed to be both human and divine. As the intermediary between the gods and the people, the pharaoh held ultimate responsibility for maintaining order, justice, and prosperity in the land. The pharaoh's power was absolute, extending over all aspects of life and death. He commanded the army, oversaw the construction of temples and pyramids, and controlled the flow of trade and resources. The pharaoh's word was law, and his authority was rarely challenged. To maintain their power and legitimacy, the pharaohs surrounded themselves with a court of officials, priests, and nobles who administered the government, collected taxes, and enforced the pharaoh's will. The pharaoh's image was everywhere, depicted on temple walls, statues, and even everyday objects, reminding the people of his divine status and absolute power. To Section 6, Nubia, land of the Black Pharaohs. South of Egypt, along the banks of the Nile River, lay the land of Nubia, a region rich in history, culture, and natural resources. For centuries, Nubia was a powerful neighbor and rival to Egypt, its people renowned for their skill as warriors, traders, and artisans. The Nubians were masters of archery, and their land was rich in gold, ivory, and other valuable commodities, making them desirable trading partners and formidable adversaries. The relationship between Egypt and Nubia was complex, marked by periods of both conflict and cooperation. At times, the Egyptians launched military campaigns into Nubia, seeking to control its trade routes and access its resources. At other times, the two civilizations enjoyed peaceful relations, engaging in trade, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. However, the Nubians were not simply passive recipients of Egyptian influence. They developed their own distinct culture, with its own language, religious practices, and artistic traditions. Section 7, Meroe, Jewel of the Nile. At the heart of the Nubian civilization lay the city of Meroe, strategically located at the crossroads of trade routes connecting Africa, the Middle East, and the Mediterranean world. Meroe flourished as the capital of the Kingdom of Kush, a powerful Nubian kingdom that emerged in the 8th century BCE. The city's wealth was legendary, fueled by its control of trade in gold, ivory, ebony, incense, and slaves. Meroe was also a center for iron production, and its skilled artisans produced exquisite pottery, jewelry, and other luxury goods that were highly prized throughout the ancient world. The ruins of Meroe, with its royal palaces, temples, pyramids, and extensive cemeteries, stand as a testament to the wealth, power, and cultural sophistication of the Kushite civilization. Section 8, the Kushite Reign, a Golden Age. The Kushite reign over Egypt during the 25th dynasty marked a pivotal period in Nubian history. The Kushite kings, led by Pi, invaded Egypt and unified the country under their rule, ushering in a period of political stability, economic prosperity, and a revival of traditional Egyptian culture. The Kushite pharaohs embraced Egyptian customs and religious beliefs, adopting Egyptian titles, building temples in the Egyptian style, and even reviving the practice of pyramid building. However, they also maintained their own distinct cultural identity, as evidenced by their distinctive art, dress, and burial practices. The Kushite pharaohs are credited with revitalizing Egyptian art and architecture after a period of decline. They commissioned the construction of impressive temples at Karnak, Luxor, and other sites, and their reign saw a resurgence of interest in traditional Egyptian religious practices and artistic motifs. Section 9, Pyramids of the South, a distinct architectural heritage. While the pyramids of Egypt are world-renowned, the Nubians also developed their own distinct tradition of pyramid building. Over 220 pyramids have been discovered in Nubia, more than in all of Egypt, and while they share some similarities with their Egyptian counterparts, they also exhibit unique characteristics. Nubian pyramids tend to be smaller than Egyptian pyramids, with steeper sides and a smaller burial chamber located beneath the pyramid rather than within it. They were often built of sandstone, a softer stone than the granite used in many Egyptian pyramids, and their surfaces were decorated with colorful murals depicting scenes from Nubian mythology, religious beliefs, and daily life. The Nubian pyramids were not simply imitations of Egyptian models, but reflected a distinct cultural aesthetic and architectural tradition. Section 10, Cultural Exchange, the Intertwined Histories of Egypt and Nubia. The proximity of Egypt and Nubia, linked by the Nile River, fostered a dynamic exchange of ideas, technologies, and cultural practices over millennia. Trade played a crucial role in this exchange, with caravans carrying goods, people, and ideas between the two regions. Egyptian influence can be seen in Nubian art, architecture, religion, and even language. The Nubians adopted Egyptian deities, built temples in the Egyptian style, and used hieroglyphs as their writing system. However, the Nubians did not simply absorb Egyptian culture wholesale. They adapted and transformed it, creating a hybrid culture that reflected their own unique identity. Similarly, Nubian influence can be seen in Egyptian art, particularly during the New Kingdom period, when Nubian soldiers and officials played an increasingly prominent role in Egyptian society. The Nubians introduced new musical instruments, hairstyles, and fashion trends to Egypt, enriching the cultural tapestry of the Nile Valley. Section 11, Religious Syncretism, Blending Traditions. The religious beliefs of ancient Egypt and Nubia were complex and intertwined, reflecting centuries of interaction and cultural exchange. Both civilizations were polytheistic, worshipping a pantheon of gods and goddesses who controlled various aspects of nature, human life, and the afterlife. Over time, a process of religious syncretism occurred, with Egyptian and Nubian deities being assimilated into each other's pantheons. For example, the Nubians adopted the Egyptian god Amun as their own, worshipping him as Amun-Ra, the king of the gods. Similarly, the Egyptians adopted the Nubian goddess Isis, originally a fertility goddess, and elevated her to a prominent position in their pantheon. This religious syncretism is evident in the art and architecture of both civilizations, with temples and shrines dedicated to both Egyptian and Nubian deities found throughout the Nile Valley. Section 12. The Decline of Kingdoms, Internal Strife and External Pressures. Both the Egyptian and Nubian civilizations experienced periods of decline and ultimately succumbed to a combination of internal strife and external pressures. In Egypt, political instability, economic decline, and invasions by foreign powers, including the Persians, Greeks, and Romans, gradually weakened the once mighty empire. In Nubia, the kingdom of Kush faced similar challenges. Internal conflicts, the decline of trade, and the rise of a new power in the region. The kingdom of Aksum in present-day Ethiopia contributed to its eventual decline. The once great cities of the Nile Valley, including Thebes, Memphis, and Meroe, gradually fell into ruin, their monuments buried beneath the sands of time. However, their legacy lived on in the cultural traditions, religious beliefs, and artistic achievements that they bequeathed to later generations. Section 13, Legacy and Ruins, Rediscovering Lost Cities and Buried Treasures. For centuries, the ruins of ancient Egypt and Nubia lay buried beneath the desert sands, their treasures hidden from view. However, with the advent of modern archaeology in the 19th century, a new era of discovery began. Intrepid explorers, armed with shovels, brushes, and a thirst for knowledge, set out to uncover the lost cities and forgotten tombs of the Nile Valley. One of the most iconic discoveries was the tomb of Tutankhamun, the boy king of Egypt, unearthed in 1922 by the British archaeologist Howard Carter. The tomb, remarkably well preserved, contained a dazzling array of treasures, including Tutankhamun's golden death mask, furniture, chariots, and other objects, providing an unprecedented glimpse into the opulence and splendor of ancient Egyptian burial practices. Since then, countless other discoveries have been made, from the monumental statues of Ramses II at Abu Simbel to the exquisitely preserved murals in the tombs of the Nubian kings. and queens at Meroe. These discoveries continue to reshape our understanding of these ancient civilizations and their enduring legacies. Section 14, the Rosetta Stone, Deciphering the Past. The discovery of the Rosetta Stone in 1799 by a French soldier during Napoleon Bonaparte's campaign in Egypt proved to be a pivotal moment in the rediscovery of ancient Egypt. The stone, inscribed with the same text in hieroglyphs, Demotic script, and ancient Greek, provided scholars with the key to unlocking the secrets of hieroglyphic writing. For centuries, the meaning of hieroglyphs had been lost, but the presence of the Greek text, a language well known to scholars, allowed them to decipher the corresponding hieroglyphic symbols. The process was painstaking and time-consuming, but gradually scholars like Jean-François Champollion and Thomas Young began to unravel the mysteries of this ancient language. The decipherment of hieroglyphs revolutionized our understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization. Now, Section 15, Egyptomania. Captivating the world's imagination. The rediscovery of ancient Egypt in the 19th century sparked a wave of fascination and enthusiasm known as Egyptomania that swept across Europe and North America. People were captivated by the exotic allure of ancient Egypt, its monumental architecture, mysterious hieroglyphs, and tales of pharaohs and pyramids. This fascination manifested itself in various ways, from the construction of Egyptian-inspired buildings and monuments to the popularity of Egyptian motifs in art, literature, and fashion. Museums rushed to acquire Egyptian artifacts, and exhibitions showcasing the treasures of ancient Egypt drew huge crowds. Egyptomania was more than just a passing fad. It reflected a deeper fascination with the ancient world and a desire to connect with the past. It also fueled a growing interest in archaeology and the study of ancient civilizations. Section 16, Afrocentrism, Reclaiming African History. In the 20th century, the study of ancient Egypt and Nubia took on new significance in the context of the growing movement for African independence and the struggle against colonialism. Scholars and activists began to challenge Eurocentric narratives that had long marginalized or downplayed the achievements of African civilizations. The Afrocentric movement sought to reclaim African history and to celebrate the achievements of ancient African civilizations like Egypt and Nubia. Scholars like Cheikh Anta Diop and Martin Bernal argued that ancient Egypt was a black African civilization, and they challenged traditional interpretations of Egyptian history and culture. The Afrocentric perspective has been both influential and controversial, sparking debates about the nature of race, identity, and the interpretation of the past. Section 17, Ancient Echoes, Modern Lessons, the Enduring Relevance of the Past. The ancient civilizations of Egypt and Nubia, though long gone, continue to resonate in the present day. Their monuments, art, and ideas continue to inspire wonder and captivate the imagination, reminding us of the enduring power of human creativity and the interconnectedness of human history. These ancient civilizations also offer valuable lessons for the present. They remind us of the importance of cultural diversity, the dangers of political instability, and the enduring legacy of the past. They also challenge us to confront the biases and prejudices that have often shaped our understanding of history and to embrace a more inclusive and nuanced view of the past. As we grapple with the challenges of the 21st century, from climate change to global inequality, the wisdom and resilience of ancient civilizations like Egypt and Nubia can serve as a source of inspiration and guidance. By learning from the past, we can better understand the present and shape a more just and sustainable future.